What's up, folks? This is Victor Cruz with the Victor Cruz Acting Studio Podcast. That's right, we are in the house. We got two guests that are coming back to the show, but this time they are together on the show, and that's my beautiful and wonderful spiritual teacher and master, Guru Enlightment, and my brother from another mother, spiritual Ram, is in the house. Very nice, very nice. All right, so welcome back to the show. You know, Guru was my first guest when I first started the podcast. She was my first official guest. She was my first guest when I started the podcast again. It's unofficial season 2. And anyways, welcome back.
Thank you for having us,
guys.
Yes,
this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah. Great. So today we are going to be hanging out today. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to talk about the new play, new and old, but not quite old because it's still new.
Right.
But it's the second time we're putting up the play Ass, written by my brother, Spiritual Ram, and directed by Guru Enlightment. So let's get into it.
Awesome.
Let's get into it. You gotta have that radio voice. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So, we still got some music jamming here because this is a party, baby. So, where do we start? Let's start first so we can tell the folks, in case they, for some reason, don't watch the entire interview, tell them where they can get tickets because we still got tickets left for the play. Right? You've been selling pretty fast, but if folks are watching right now and they want to buy tickets, where can they go?
So, they need to go to eventbrite.com. We'll have a link that you can
I like how this wasn't properly planned. What you do is you call somebody at Eventbrite.
I've been really like
the line's been busy.
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
But if you call Thursday around 3, it's really good.
I've been sending people links from
right.
Eventbrite.
You haven't sent me a link.
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
I mean, you're in the show.
That's true, but what if I want to share the link?
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Enough messing with you. So folks go to Eventbrite.
Yes, Eventbrite. And we'll have a link attached to the video.
They go to Eventbrite, and then what?
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
I've been sending people links.
No, people who don't know you.
I've been sending people links.
Does
who don't know you.
Does that make you sound like an ass right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Come see the play.
Come see the play.
Okay, so let's say there's a beautiful girl that she sees you, and she lives in Italy, or she lives in Africa, and she's like, oh, I want that Ram, and she doesn't know you.
Let me send you that link, mommy. I got it right here.
You see what I'm talking about? How the hell you gonna send a link to somebody you don't know? So where do the people go?
Eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
And do what?
Ask the play.
Okay, well, there it is. So you go to eventbrite.com and you type in Ask the Play.
And you can type in my name and it'll pop up.
And what's your name?
My name is Jason Bellido.
Right, because I introduced you as Spiritual Ram.
Yes.
Hit him.
I need to get hit. Please.
I got to give you a hard time. How you going to promote a play and nobody knows where to go? I'll send you the link.
There goes that video.
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
That's it.
There goes this interview. Well.
Cool. So you know where to get the tickets. We're going to remind you at the end of this interview, but let's get into the play. Let's talk about the play. Let's talk about what's happening, what the play is about, and let's have some fun.
Okay.
It's his play. Information coming soon to a theater near you. One night only, of course. Go to Eventbrite and figure it out. Or wait for him to send you the link.
He's too much. So what is the play about? Share what the play is about.
So the play is about a guy named Joe. Mm-hmm. He works at a dead-end job called the Poopy Store. He's dealing with conflict around others and himself. He's really trying to figure out who and what he is. And that's my tease.
That's your tease?
That's my tease.
All right. And if people get turned on, you just send them the link.
I send them the link. Eventbrite.com. Ask to play. Jason Bellido. Search. Load.
So we got a chance to talk about the play briefly, but you know this is the first play you've written, okay? And I would love for you to share how you came up with the idea,
Yeah.
and how the play developed working with Guru. You know, because I know it went through a process. You know, I think originally you were thinking this project is gonna be a film, and then at some point it became a play, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even know it was supposed to be a play. You just kept seeing it in your head, but then Guru comes and says, no, it's a play. It's a play, and you go through a process to make it happen what it is today. So that's something to talk about. I think folks would definitely appreciate it and learn a lot from that process.
Yeah, so Guru always wanted me to write something because I always wanted to write a film.
Mm-hmm.
So when she told me to write, I wrote a film, and it wasn't a lot of pages. It was very, very short, and then I would come up with new drafts like every now and then. I'd see her, oh, look, I got this. I go, but write more about this, and then every time when I came to her, she was like, you know, the play needs this, the play needs that, the play, and I'm like, but I want it to be a movie. And then all of a sudden, I was like, all right, I got to listen to her because she knows more than I do. So it became a play.
Was it always originally called Ass, or did it have a different title?
No, it had no title.
It had no title.
The title was called The Journey, I think. I think it was called
The Journey.
Joe's Journey. I think I originally named it. Yeah.
Now, how did it come to be called the Ass? Was that something you decided, or something? It was his idea.
That was the Spirit's idea, right?
Yeah.
They gave you that title.
Yeah.
So how does it work, right? Because I mean, we're obviously your students, you know, but folks who are watching this for the first time, they're meeting us for the first time. What's the process like? Because it's not just the process as the world knows it, right? People get together, they give each other notes. They're bringing in sometimes worldly things that could make or break a project.
Right.
And maybe it started off as a beautiful project. In the end, wasn't really what the person envisioned it to be. But in this case, it's different working with you because spirits come down, right? And they guide your students. So it's not necessarily you giving the notes or the instructions.
Exactly.
It's different spirits that come for him. So I don't know if you can share what were some of the spirits that came down for him and what that was like.
I don't know. I never asked.
Because I know for me, sometimes it's Alfred Hitchcock or Orson Welles. Sometimes it's other like comedians from vaudeville. It depends on what I'm working on. But
His was Jackie
Gleason?
Gleason.
Oh,
and,
shit.
And this old actor, he was comedian, but he was like a dry comedian. His last name was Penny. No, Benny.
Benny Hill?
P-E-
Jack Benny?
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Just go to Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.com. Ask to play Jason Bellido. You'll
Type
find
in what spirits.
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
Jackie Gleason, Jack Benny.
Yeah. When he brought the script and he did wanted to make a movie, one of the things that I always suggest that if you're going to make something into a movie, make it into a play first. And because the movie would definitely outdo in time the play. You understand? Because in a play you have just certain limits.
Right.
Okay? But the fact that the story is out there impacts people to say, this is interesting, I like this. So when you're going to make the movie, then people are going to want to see it now. Because now they know that there's going to be more information than what they saw in the play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you build up your audience. Also, if this is his first time, and if he was just to do the movie, well, he doesn't have, at that moment, he didn't have an audience because no one knew him.
Right.
And
I was nothing.
no, you were always something.
I'm joking.
But
I'm joking.
yeah, but so he's built his audience. You understand? So now that he's going to, I suggested for him to do the play the second time. Now he's building his own audience, and so they're going to know him. You know, and you know something. Sometimes you have people that write things that just are not that great, and you always have people that say, "Oh, it's wonderful," but in reality, it isn't. And you kind of give negative support instead of helping that person become better in his or her field. And I do not touch nothing that doesn't have a purpose. If you bring me a script and it doesn't have a story, doesn't have something to people to gain, I would not direct. And I've done that. I've said no to other projects.
Right.
But if you give me something that is meaningful, that it has a lesson, then yes, I'm going to support you 100%. And that's what he did. He wrote a script, and the way that he wrote it, there's messages there. There's a lot to learn from him, and of course there's laughter in it. So you get the balance of laughter, you get the balance of drama, you know what I'm saying? And you get the balance of information that is given to you at the same time. And that's how he did it, that's the way he wrote it. And because he wrote it the way he did, and because he is Ram, and the title that was given to him was Ass, because it fits. It fits. And I'm going to explain to you why it fits. Because a lot of us are asses. We think through our ass. We don't think through our to our brain. And if we can admit that all of us are asses sometimes, then we can accept the reality of certain things in our life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we also felt that giving the word ass would also, people would be curious enough to question it and want to see it. It's a good play, and of course, it's a good play, and everybody that's in it, they're good actors, and actresses, and it has a message, and that's my purpose. It's making sure that everybody performs to their best ability, and that the play has the best ability of information that people can come out and say, something, I never thought of this, or wow, I can connect, I can reflect on on what I saw. And so this play gives you these things. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can come and say something different, or they didn't understand it, or they didn't get it. But to me, people who don't get it or don't understand it is people that are not ready for these information to take in or to understand these information, because they're very simple. And things that are simple are hard for people to understand. And things that are difficult is easy for them to understand because it has no purpose and it has no meaning.
Shit.
But so that's what the play represents.
Play is hilarious. I mean, I when we read the first, whatever the draft you presented to us during the reading, had me cracking up from the beginning to the end. Really, really great stuff. Was it as funny during the first draft as it is now? Did you discover more funny as you were working with Guru?
Yeah, we as we rehearsed, we kept on adding more and more things. You're a good example. At one point, the girl who was reading, which was Spiritual Breeze, there's a girl in the play, and
I just took her role.
You just took over the role.
I didn't know. You
didn't know,
she
but
hesitated to read.
Yeah, he took my role. Like, how many more roles do you need? I think he's already playing like 3 or 4 characters. Like, come on. I think you can handle one character. Let other people play fucking roles too. It's not just about you, Mr. Sunshine. We have talents too, you fucking fat bastard.
We'll be in the rehearsals like, when are we gonna start? He'd be like looking at the clock.
That's the truth. Yeah.
No, but the thing was you would do it in a way like you had somewhere to go after.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't, so just enjoy the ride.
No, but you're so right. And then he would make his little faces like doggy, like what's happening, and then just like
no, I'm fine.
And then but it's so true. And then I had to sit, and then I had to explain to him that, working and Tree, that working with me it has to be funny. Funny in a sense that you gotta laugh. we got to laugh at things that we do, you know, and take breaks and laugh. Not everything has to be so serious, and that's why people get so uptight and things like that. And that's why you were getting uptight because you were saying, okay, when are we going to do rehearsal? When are we going to do rehearsal?
Yeah.
And she was right. You know, we were making jokes, we were playing around, but you see, but at the end, we all got to it, and it turned out to be great.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think your play absorbed all that energy.
Yes.
And that's what made it so special.
Yes.
Because by the time we got to do the play, like, we were all excited. You know, I be honest with you, I'm a part of projects and things, but I can't say that I always get super excited. When I did the play, I felt like I was in high school again. I felt like I was having fun with my friends.
Yeah.
And I am amongst my friends and really my brothers and sisters, and we're having a blast. So
Right.
all of the things that you thought, like, man, we're delaying the process, it was like the play needed all of that to be just great, you know, because it really was. It really was. Now, as much as we dealt with that, talk to me about the challenges you guys had when just working together on the script. Like, when you guys worked together privately, did you run into any like, you know, because you're pretty good with stuff. When Guru gives you instructions or guides you, you're pretty good with not like resisting what the instructions are. And
I make sure I listen to her because, like I said earlier, she knows more than I do. You know, and I know that everything that she says has a purpose. So
Right.
when she changed things, I would feel a little bit away, but I would let her go and say, okay, let's do that. And look what happened. You became the woman.
I've seen other people have mini breakdowns
Yeah.
and then they're okay, but I watch them have breakdowns.
No.
When we in our circle sometimes, and it's like, no, it's not one, it's just me. And then like 45 minutes goes by and that happens, and then whatever she originally told her happens anyways. You know, just 45 minutes of no laughter, which we have with you. 45 minutes of just witnessing mini breakdown, because not fully, you know. Saying no names, you know, anything like that. Smile face.
Happy holidays, everyone. My name is Spiritual Smile Face. So I just wanted to just clear the air, and I just want to say that the reason I was crying was because I was wrestling with myself and I get allergies, oh my God. And it's not because my spiritual teacher, Guru Enlightment, changed my script, you know, the one that I spent like a year and a half writing and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting. No, it's not because of that. Come on, no pride and ego here. You know, everybody has one of those in their lifetime, so twice or three times or four. Okay, so happy holidays.
So just
Of course.
no one knows. But
Yeah,
please go to
right.
Eventbrite and type in smile face. Okay.
Smile face, yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's good because I remember when Smile Face brought her script.
that's right.
You know, it was really long,
Yeah.
and I had to edit.
And she calls it was like a Greek tragedy, like a Greek play. It was
Yeah,
like
she was-
5,000 pages.
Yeah, she was like, she says, my tears are coming down, not because
It's not because of my teacher.
It
was some
I just
shit
don't
like
know
that.
what to do with the play.
It's not you guys.
It's not you guys. I just don't know.
Allergies.
Yeah. But let me tell you about Ram. When Ram we were doing, you know, the editing for his play. I mean, he would give me, you know, he says, well, I felt, you know, because I do listen, I do hear what my students have to say, and then when I explain to him, then he says, okay, that makes sense. So nothing was like.
Was it
really-
taken away?
It was taken away, or it was just because I said what I said.
She makes it better.
Yeah, I just well, you make it better by the way you write it too, because you're the one that writes it, so you make it better. You just take the ideas and you make it to your own.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where it really goes. It's not like I say, you know, it has to be like this. No, I say, okay, if you say it this way, or if you say that way, but put it in your words, and that's exactly what you did, because that play that you wrote is in your words. Do you understand? If I say, okay, the word what, and I tell you what is the purpose of that word what, then it is you to take that word what and put it where you think it's going to fit as the writer.
Right.
Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's a big difference.
And also, there's no independence there, which is what you teach us.
Right.
If you were to tell us, no, do it exactly this way.
Yeah, there's not.
I mean, sometimes if you're directing an actor, it's pretty clear what the direction is. This is
Right.
what we're gonna do. But when it comes to something like this, because you've done this with me too, where you say put it your own way.
Yeah.
And I find that goes in line with what you teach us.
Right. Yeah, because you're the writer. You understand what I'm saying? So just because you give I give you an opinion or advice or whatever, it's up to you as a writer to put it where you feel that it fits and that it makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're the one that's doing it, and it's yours. It's not mine. It's yours, and that's exactly what he did. Where there's times that I felt him like. Yeah.
I was like, where did that voice come from? I thought Guru made the voice because she was like, and you did
know?
the voice.
Whatever she does, I'm just gonna add the sound effects. Right?
But he really handled it very well, and he made my job very easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he would question, that's one of the things that I love about my students when they question me, and then when he heard what I had to say to him. And I would say to him, does it make sense to you? And if it doesn't, then I will explain it in another form of different way until you guys understood. So
You got to take this call.
no, I thought it was off. Sorry.
Bye-bye. Yes, your daughter.
She used to have this Bluetooth headset where she'd be like, "Answer! I said answer!" And it would never work. And we just exactly answer. And she like stab her head with her nails.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I thought I turned it off. But anyhow, so I give I admired Ram and I respect him a lot, and the fact that he chose to write and he chose to take that path on his own, because he did. He came with the script. And yes, even though I said to him, I think you should write something, the fact is that he didn't have to. He chose to. And I have to give a lot of respect to him for that he did it. And look, he did it. And when the first show came out, everybody loved it, and everybody got it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So he made this happen. He did that. And I always give credit to my students when I feel that they done what they needed to be done.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, we're not, of course somebody's going to say, well, you're going to say these things and because you want us to see your show and I know that everybody has a tendency of saying their thing is always good. And then when they go to see it, they say, well, it's not as good as I thought it was and things like that. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I try not to fall into that trap neither,
Right.
But it's very rare that I would see something that someone invites me to, because I know the standards of the person and I know who they are, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But it's to me, if you come to see it, it'll be something that I guarantee you that you will come out thinking, if anything, and and the actors that we picked, I always try to pick actors that are actors that know how to act
Sure.
and know how to bring laughter like you do, because anybody can play a character, all right? Like the character you're going to play, like the woman, right? But it doesn't mean that somebody else is going to play it and they're going to be funny,
Right.
right? So you have to bring someone that can bring that funniness.
Bring
As
them
an
chicken
actor.
nuggets,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Them chicken nuggets.
Oh, the
Exactly.
dry ass chicken nuggets. Find out what that is. See ass.
Exactly.
January 25th, eventbrite.com. Ask to play. Jason Bellido. That's how you look it up. I'll attach the link. We will attach the link.
I will attach the link to all of those people I don't know.
But you just come and see it. It's not gonna hurt.
No.
I guarantee you, it's not gonna hurt.
Now, once you saw like the first reading, once you had picked the actors that were going to be in the play, were you surprised as to like where it went once people were reading it? Did you see it? Did you know that was going to happen?
Yeah, I'm a person.
The way it did?
Yeah, I'm a person that that I have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a virgin.
Visual person. You're not a.
You're definitely not a virgin.
No.
Well, it's been a while, so you might be a virgin.
Yeah.
Might be.
Might be a virgin.
35 years. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
virgin.
Years.
The
But-
Virgin Mary.
Please. But I'm a vision person, so I have to see it. And when
Right.
you guys read it, yes, then it brought me to life. It's
I
not
can't-
like
Right.
it's not like he came and because he did read it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say, there were things that were funny that I did laugh, but to say that I laughed at everything, no, until all of you came and read it, and then I laughed.
Got it.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah.
That what?
Eventbrite, how can I help you?
That's a scam, most likely.
Yeah.
Answer.
This is what happens when we're with Guru, and her phone is always ringing.
I'm sorry. I'm so.
Yeah, I was just about to.
Did you say you turned it off?
I did.
You
I
turned it off again?
No, I turned the phone off, but I didn't turn my watch
But
off.
the phone was just blinking.
I know.
No comment.
Leave me alone.
You got it. You got it. So what were we gonna say about the casting?
So at one point, I auditioned for my own role that I wrote for myself.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
almost not in the play.
I was almost not in my own play.
Oh my
I was
God.
about to just watch you guys just rip it up.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what happens, right? So because we do a lot of projects together, and we present the scripts to Guru, and in a sense, we kind of audition for these roles.
Yeah.
Like we have a reading of the scripts, and if it doesn't sound right, Guru's like, you're not gonna play that. And in the beginning, I think that was hard for people to process. Like, but I wrote it. I should be the
I can just imagine smile face in it.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Smileface and her tears.
And her tears.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about so you auditioned for your own
Yeah,
play.
I had to audition for my own role.
And you wrote the role for yourself.
And I wrote the role for myself. I was like, oh, okay, I guess so.
And what did Guru tell you?
Guru said to keep writing because
How do I
Yeah,
tell
I
this
suck.
kid that he's not good?
yeah.
Keep writing.
Because in order to, you had to write. Oh man.
She hadn't figured out how she was gonna break his heart, so she was like, you know what?
I had to write
Keep
it better
working
in
on
order
it.
to
Needs more
audition
work.
for it. You know.
Yeah, he, because when he auditioned for it, I said, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he got like, of course he's
How
gonna
did
get
I
sad.
react? How did I react?
You
Please
were
tell us in
disappointed.
detail.
No, you
Yeah,
were like,
'cause I don't
Because I need to
remember that.
visualize. I'm a
he
visual
has-
person.
Yeah, he's a person. As Ram shows his emotions in his face. He
Yeah.
can't deny it. And when I said to him, he's not playing his part. You can see the disappointment, and he just went like, okay. But I can see him. I can see him going home under the covers and cry.
Yeah, that's me.
You know what I'm trying to say? So he got upset. But that's the way it was gonna be.
Right.
And you're right. If I don't see that you can do the part, you're not gonna play that part.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. So he I think he did something to himself that he was so angry. He says,
He
I'm
got
gonna
plastic
show her."
surgery.
Oh yeah. Probably.
Yeah,
That
I'm
does sound like
her.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna show her that I can play the part. I'm gonna show her that I can play the part.
I fucking did it.
And he did it.
And I remember the day that it happened too.
You remember?
I was there. because we were at some other function at your house,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're like, yo, what was it? We were at Spiritual Breeze's house, and one of our spiritual sisters, who's also in the play, and I stole her role.
You did.
So we're at her house, but suddenly out of nowhere, she's like, Ram, do the lines from the play. It was like in the middle of, do you remember that?
shit, that's
you forgot,
right.
son.
Oh my
that was the
God.
callback. You forgot that.
Oh my
and so
God.
suddenly he was connected. He was like, I remember the lines. He was like, don't you dare come out. I won't let you. And everybody was in tears. We were all just like, and the Academy Award goes to. And then Guru was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yo, I laugh so hard that I'm seeing lights now. It's crazy.
What happened?
Well, yeah, because I was giving him. He was having acting class at the time with me, right?
Yeah.
You were having acting class, and yeah, but when I told him that he couldn't do it, I saw the anger, and honestly, that's what I wanted to see. You know,
And that was the character too.
yeah,
right?
because I wanted you to, because I disappointed you. That's what I wanted to see. That you got so angry, and then when you least expected, in Spiritual Breeze house, I said, okay, now let me see how far you have gone since I told you you're not going to do it. I gave you time and space. And that's when all of a sudden, unexpected, like Tree says.
His voice changed. He was like, I'm ready.
Yeah. You
I
gave it.
turned into Batman.
Yeah.
You gave it.
Joe.
He's got it.
All right. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
because sometimes, it's difficult that when you're reading for a part that you wrote, and that's, for me personally, as a teacher, I feel that not everybody should play the main part of the story because you wrote it. I think it takes away from you as an actor, and there are people that yes, they can get away with it. They can write the script and play the part, but you know how I am. I'm very. That's not the way it works with me. If you guys have wrote a script, like Tree says, you write a script, and I hear you, and I say, okay, well, you're gonna do Warrior's script. And you're going to do Victor's script. It doesn't mean that it applies to you guys to do these roles. My job, not only as a teacher, is to make you look the best that you can with what you have.
That's right.
And those are the things that I bring out in you. And that's what I want the audience to see. But this thing about you write the script, you play the part, no, man. If it doesn't fit, you're not going to do it. Or get yourself another director that's going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? But with you guys, you're good in what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see not only good, but I want to see it become great. Just that's all I ask, is for it to become great. And yes, and the decisions sometimes I make might not fall into your category. You know what I'm saying? But if after all, at the end of the road, you'll see the progress, and you see, yeah, I'm glad I didn't play that part, and I'm glad I did play that part. You understand? But I was giving you time to see what you were going to do. That's why, unexpectedly, I said, okay, let me hear you.
And you took the bait.
And you took the
bait.
And then suddenly it was like, it was in the middle of a sentence. It's like, yeah, make sure you get me a Pepsi, and Ram, say the lines.
It's true. Because he didn't know. You're right, though. You're
He had no
so
idea.
right. He
He's
had no
like,
idea.
Don't you dare.
I'm so happy you remember that.
Yeah. He has a good memory.
He has a very good memory. Mine is just like.
I know. I consider a treat. I mean, we're all geniuses, but when it comes to reading parts and memorizing, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No,
really.
The girl behind the camera disagrees. We'll have her removed.
Who was also in the play.
Yeah.
Spiritual warrior in the house.
Ooh, you don't see her face.
All right, let's not bring her here.
Force herself in the play. I don't even know how she got the role in the play. She kept forcing herself in the play, right?
I specifically wrote that role for her.
Yeah.
You wrote it for her.
You
actually wrote the role for her.
Exactly, I did.
He did.
I really, really wanted.
We're just
her
gonna
to
show a
play
headshot
Kat.
of her right now so you guys can see. See her face?
It's like a terrible picture of herself.
It's a terrible. It's like pixelated.
Yeah, it's all
Can't really. But it's like her first headshot,
Yeah,
which she doesn't even look like herself.
Like
Remember that one where you got like the straight hair and you're like. And I remember Guru looking at the picture. We went to visit your house one day. She was like, "Oh my God, you got better," because even the headshot was curling in the corners, like it wanted to kill itself. The headshot itself. But we will show a good headshot. So.
Yeah, that I definitely wrote that role because I know that she, as an actress, I've seen her as an actress. And
Yeah.
I just said yes, this girl can play the girlfriend. And
he did.
Yeah.
And he did. The only person he got good to say, because he made choices of who he wanted things to play.
He had his Christmas list.
Yeah, he had his list, and he chose Warrior to do it. Well, she's grown as an actress also.
She's actually a really great actor.
Helps me on stage to be fucking awesome. So
and she helps me too. She meets with me. She's my coach now. Like I bring her in. I don't know how I let her be my coach.
She doesn't lie to you.
I know she's lying to me. But what I do is I just tell her, what would Guru say? And then, I know that it'll be good. Because she's a good student. So
Hell yeah.
So Warrior in the play is playing who?
Her
and
name
what's your
is
relation?
Kat.
Kat.
I meet her at a diner.
So your character.
So my character meets her at a diner,
Mm-hmm.
and he right away it's like love at first sight, and she's. Let me not spoil it.
Did you have a little crush on her just in real life that inspired you to write?
Warrior in general?
Yeah.
No.
Never had a crush on her?
No, never had.
I'm not trying to matchmake here or anything.
Okay, maybe at the beginning when I first
When you
saw
first
her.
met her.
I first met her, I was like,
first met her.
wow, she has really wonderful hair. Let me talk to
Then
her.
5
and
minutes
then she started
in.
talking.
5
I was
minutes
like,
in. 5 minutes in. It was just like, you know what? The only time we can love each other is in a play.
exactly.
Do you remember that rehearsal where you guys had to practice kissing?
Oh yeah, she kept on fucking around.
That was like 2 hours of practicing. And she was like, no, I can't.
I don't know how to
Not
kiss.
like this.
No.
I wish she was here to defend herself.
Yeah. She's not here. yeah.
So Guru, now moving into the second time we're putting the play up, what are you looking forward to, and what are some things that you might change, or I don't know, what's in your mind? What are you thinking?
One of the things I also tell my students is that when you do a play again, it's always gets better and better and better and greater and greater, because it just does. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that it does, because the world has a tendency of having so much rehearsals. By the time people do the first play, these people are already exhausted.
They're dried up.
They're dried out. And the way that I do it is totally different. It's the opposite. But
3 hours of fucking around and then to the show.
Right.
It's the best.
That's the rehearsal.
That's
The
the
rehearsal's
rehearsal.
messing around.
And there's people. So anyhow, I feel with this play again, to me it's just going to be even better. Why? Because you guys know the roles, and I think now you're going to even put more to it. Somebody might say, well, why are you saying they didn't put in the beginning? Of course they did. We all put in the beginning to that ability at that moment. But now this is another journey, even though we're doing the same play, but it's another journey. That means that during that time, you've grown more, everybody's grown more, everybody's gotten more knowledge. So it will change to better. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I get excited when I see that when you're doing the play 2 or 3 times, the growth, the different growth of every individual. Because sometimes we might go to tragic, sometimes we might just minimum of lessons, of learnings, tribulations that we go through. And then when we're going to do the play after a couple of months later, or even a year later, there is a change in every human being. There is. You know what I'm saying? So you're not that person as you was the first time you did the play.
Right.
So I always look forward the change and the unknown. I love the unknown.
Yeah.
Because then you guys surprise me. And you surprise me because the fact that you know how I work, then you guys give me even more. You understand what I'm saying? And that to me is the exciting part of seeing every individual, how much they've grown from the last time.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And so we have some changes because we have a new cast member joining us, which is Laz, right?
Laz.
I didn't realize I saw the post about it. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So is Laz now playing the role that John?
Yeah, so he'll be playing Mr. Dingleberry.
Mr. Dingleberry.
Who is the manager of the Poopy Store.
Of the Poopy Store.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Oh, man, you're
I'm
in
excited.
for a treat.
I can't wait.
It's going to be fun to have Laz on board.
Yeah, I am too. I'm glad that he accepted it, because I like Laz a lot. And I'm glad he accepted it.
Love you, Laz.
Yes, we love you.
We love you, Laz.
So I'm glad that he got to agree to and isn't it, and who's going to play Waters' part?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
So,
the customer.
So I know Water was singing at one point. So Voice, stop it. Voice will be having a solo this time.
Right.
And so far, I'm thinking about Chris.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right. Chris would do it.
I would love Chris to be involved.
Okay, he'll do it.
That's awesome.
Because
Yeah, he'll do
he has the comedy.
Yeah.
Those who don't know Chris, that's your son,
My son,
our little white boy.
my little white boy.
It's Guru's son. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
this
he's
guy is
funny.
hilarious. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen him in a couple plays, and recently saw him play the genie in Aladdin in his school, and
Yeah.
he was hilarious. And he's just a funny guy all around.
And he played in your movie.
That's right. Oh,
The little boy.
The little boy in your movie.
Jeez, mister. You
Yeah.
think I can take a picture? Man, that was his voice. That was his natural voice. Oh, man. I
Yeah.
used all the kids in that
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
actually. I used all 3 kids
Yeah.
are in there, actually. Annie's in there.
What's the
Right.
movie called?
She's little. It's called Congratulations, Mr. Gonzalez. It was a short film I did back in 2010. Annie's little. Chris is little. Jonathan Crow is little.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But do you still have that out there?
I
on
have it.
YouTube?
Not. You know what? I make it available once in a while because I take it to schools and I have conversations with the students.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes like schools will invite me out to
do it.
to show
Yeah,
them.
yeah. That's
dope.
a good movie.
Yeah,
That's
I
that.
think
I
that
love
was
that
really
one of
movie.
your best.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
pieces.
you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
bet I can't find it.
Yeah.
It's not, I just said it's not available.
I love
I'll
that.
send you a
I
link.
love that movie and the short film that you did.
La Operación.
La Operación.
Yeah, that was my first short film as a director.
Yeah,
First time I
that
ever
was
like
good.
got
That
in
was
that
very
chair.
good. And then the other one, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, those are really good.
Yeah, because it shows the purpose. It really you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's what movies is to me should be about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love action movies.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm into action, drama, and thriller. But I like to also see movies that has a purpose.
Have a purpose and a message.
Yeah.
Which is why your play is so awesome, right? Because it's got so much comedy in it, but at the same time you're learning a great deal, and it's not that long. You know, you watch this short, fun play, and you're out of there, and you still have time to hang out with your family, have dinner, and it's
yes.
still not a late night,
No.
which is really cool. One more time for the folks, where can they get tickets? Just, because they might have
Of
sat
course,
through the
of
entire
course.
thing and they forgot.
I will handle this.
I'll let you handle it.
I'll handle this.
Here we
So you
go.
go to eventbrite.com. You're going to search for Ask the Play. If you can't find Ask the Play, search my name, Jason Bellido. That's JASON BELLIDO.
Wow, that's great. You finally got it, baby. You got it. Woo!
I also want to talk about the solo that Voice will be doing.
Yes.
She'll be singing as well, and
Beautiful voice.
yes, and I
My
really
baby.
I really love the fact that she has a solo, because she is an amazing artist.
Yeah, she is. She really
She's
is.
great.
She'll be singing Beyond Me.
Yeah,
who
and she's
Spiritual
also
Water wrote.
right, and she's also joining the Unknown cast also.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting also, I'm looking forward to that. I just feel like there's so many talented people that are not being seen. You know what I'm saying? And I like to see talented people being seen. And something, it's so sad, but it's not about the world, or seeing someone on TV or in a play that's on Broadway. I feel that every human being who is an actor or an actress have so much talent, and it's not being shared. And one of the things that I always tell my students, don't wait for anybody to call you. We do our own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make your success within yourself. And that's what I look forward to. That everybody puts their part in making yourself successful, because you can do it. Don't worry. Don't wait for this world to accept it.
Don't wait for fucking Hollywood.
No, don't wait. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's suffocating up there, and I don't know why anybody wants to be there, to be honest with you. But no, man, you're your own boss. You do your things on your own. You have your freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have you have your own fans too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're getting your fans. You already have fans. So to me, that is like, amazing.
Well, listen, I thought, Ram pretty much sold out the show on his own.
Yes, he did.
Because by the time we even try to promote it, right, to go into promo. Well, he got mad at us because like, you guys are not promoting, but the ticket was already sold out.
It was
already sold out. It was like,
why are you not promoting the show?
he was just sitting in the corner, just fuming. He's like,
What are we talking about?
And people came unexpectedly too.
Promoted.
Yeah, there was like over.
Yeah, people came unexpectedly. They just came from the
In a little theater.
on the streets.
We were we did the show. We did the
you know what I
show
mean.
in a dressing room. And it was really nice.
My favorite was when after rehearsal you're like, yeah, so
What did he say?
yeah, so where's the stage? Yeah, that was fun, but where's the stage?
Yeah, I thought we were just like in the lobby. You know, where everybody meets, little cocktail party. I was like, where's the stage though? And you like, it's right here. And we were giving such a hard time that day. And he was trying to ignore us because I saw him. He was like frustrated. He was like, I'm just going to focus on setting up the stage.
That's the truth.
Girl,
That's
you
me.
need
That's
table
me.
here. I'm not hearing you.
I felt close to phobic.
Well, it was just because of the spacing. That's why you felt claustrophobic. It wasn't.
And
It
how
wasn't
did you
anything.
explain how was the show? You said it was like it was hot in the room, but it was like having sex, like you're enjoying it. Like
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was closed in.
yeah.
Yeah, like having sex you really want to have in a sauna. In the little wooden box at the gym. Steam room.
Yeah, but now it's going to be in LATEA.
LATEA Theater, which is huge.
Huge, yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
So,
It's Lauren Delancey.
Can you
Yeah.
buy tickets at the door?
Yes.
I mean, I think you're probably gonna sell this thing
Yeah,
out
yeah,
before
yeah.
the night up.
Yes, you can.
And it's one night only.
Yeah,
one night only.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving you the information for your play.
No,
I got when I say it, you're like, oh yeah, one night only.
Yeah, fuck you, man. This fucking show. No, I'm kidding.
So
I'm
where do
kidding. I love
people
you.
go to get tickets again?
Eventbrite.com. Search for Ask the Play. Search for Jason Bellido. That's JASON BELLIDO. Hopefully, Spiritual Tree, Victor Cruz will share the link on this video.
I just can't wait to put an image of Eventbrite. It's just a little arrow waiting for you to figure out what you should put in the box
man.
early
You're
on
gonna
in this
have fun
video.
editing this video.
Oh my god, dude, it's gonna be so much fun.
I think that you should put that picture you put of your face with the ass.
Oh, yeah. I'll be sharing that today.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. Could you send that to me?
haven't
I haven't
seen
seen
it?
it.
So
Yeah.
you can look it up on Instagram.
Why don't you
can
send me the link?
double-click it,
Why don't you send me the
double-click
link?
it, and you can look it up on
Send
Facebook.
me the link.
We're friends on Facebook, right?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just send me the link.
Just
Fucking guy. This is how we get along.
This
This is how we do
this
it.
is how we do all the time.
This is how we do it, man.
And when we get together in a house, my house, or we, like I said, doing a rehearsal, doing anything, laughter to me is so important. You know, we start with laughter and we end up with laughter, even though smile face tears are coming down.
But if you look
Small
closely,
faces, tears. I get angry and I go.
no, but actually, if you just
That's how
look
I defend
closely,
myself.
look at her tears closely. They're actually laughing when they're going to like.
Small face again.
A small face like creates.
Another script, wee! Another long script, wee! And they slide down as long as the script is, so you know the tears take a while. It take a while to go down. Oh man!
Oh man.
I don't think that
shit.
maybe the audience will get our
humor?
No, they
Yeah,
won't, they
humor
won't.
because you have to be there to see it.
Well,
Saying
well, you
how-
know what? Now that we're talking about it, folks, here's a small clip of a video of the person we're talking about.
So I just wanted to just clear the air, and I just want to say that the reason I was crying was because I was wrestling with myself and I get allergies. Oh my God.
All right, folks. I think we're going to close the show for now because I think we should come back and we should do this again. So much fun. You see,
Yeah.
and this is proven point how we, without Ram, how we started the interview and how we ended.
Yeah.
Everybody feels good,
Yes,
relaxed, had a good
absolutely.
time.
It's awesome.
And that's how it
apologize
is.
for being an ass in the beginning because I was kind of an ass.
I am going to crop you out of the frame. And
He's
whenever you
just
pop
gonna-
up.
he's just gonna show 30 minutes.
Anytime you speak, I'm just gonna cut to an Eventbrite webpage.
The link.
The link is gonna
be the
blink.
link.
And then that's it. You're fired.
As I speak, it's like that part.
This episode has been sponsored by Eventbrite.
Right.
You know, I want to share this because I said like a lot of people might not understand because they have, you know, they're not there to see certain things, and we're laughing within ourselves. But you know, one thing that I've learned in life is like, I don't care if no one understands, as long as I understand and I laugh. Because that's the amazing thing about laughing. No one has to get it. No one has to understand. Just that you know you did, and the fact that you're willing to laugh, it made my day because I love laughter. You know, and you guys know that the way that I work has to be laughter. There's too much tense in the world, too much negativity in the world, and laughter. Everybody takes things.
So
I mean, there's a
serious.
time. Yeah, exactly. You're right. They take things too serious. And there's a time to be serious, but it doesn't mean that you can't be funny and serious at the same time. You could.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's like too serious. So I think that this made my day.
Aww.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaving here with a headache because I laughed so much. But no, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You know, for
Even though you
allowing
wanted-
us to share.
No.
Even though what?
Even though you said no the first time, then I said, but I'll bring Guru. You're like, maybe I'll think about it.
When did I say no?
I'm making this up.
You making that up?
I'm making that up.
How you making some shit up? I tell you what.
He
I
wants
tell
to
you
get
what
you
I'm
in
gonna do.
trouble.
Please.
I tell you what I'm gonna
Make fun
do.
of me.
What I'm gonna do now is I am definitely gonna delete you from this interview, and it's just gonna look like Guru's here. And then your tears are gonna come down, but it's gonna
Like
be fast. But
smile
it's gonna be fast because
Okay.
your play is short.
Okay.
Ass is a short play. It's a short ass.
It's a short ass.
It's a short ass.
Short ass.
All right, folks.
I love you. Thank you
I
so
love you
much.
guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Amazing time with
For
you
having
all.
us. Thank you.
All right. We will see you guys on January.
January 25th, baby.
Where?
At the LATEA Theater.
You got to be ready with this. You know what I'm
LATEA
saying?
Theater. Doors open at 7:30. Show starts at 8. Please be there early.
You know what kind of salesman you are? You kind of sell when when Guru talks about leaving a mystery, you take it too far. It was like the exactly right. So it's like the
I don't have
play
my
is
phone.
happening in January. Well, when in January?
why don't
The
you say
25th. Well,
You've
where?
been talking though.
All right.
Well,
so
the information is going to be on Facebook.
That's
And
what
is
I've been trying to tell him.
But isn't information too where you buy the tickets? Is the information there? He just got, he's overwhelmed, Bendito. But you can see.
Eventbrite. The everything's on a.
or everything. Everything's on Eventbrite.
Everything's on-
Anything you need to know
Anything
is on
you need to-
Eventbrite. So if you want to find out where,
I'll
you
be sending
know,
links. There's gonna be a link
nearby
on
Italian
Instagram, there's gonna
restaurants
be-
are.
But you see, he's not disappointing you because he's really showing that he's an ass. Isn't that great?
That's right.
He's not disappointing
Just so
you.
you know, there's
Good.
going to be so much of this
Yes.
on January 25th.
Exactly.
That's so
LATEA
true, though.
Theater,
Yes.
New York City.
Yes.
Come by, guys. It's gonna be really fun.
All right.
LATEA Theater.
It's going to be great.
He might not be there. Somebody else
I might get
playing his part.
recasted.
You might get it's been a while. You should hear the play with him again,
Yeah.
just in case.
I might see Smallface play the main role.
Yeah, exactly. But her tears will go down slow.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here. Another episode of the Victor Cruz Acting Studio Podcast. This is a special edition because this is going to come out very soon. Folks will get a chance to learn a little bit about the play and buy tickets right away because they're selling out.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much again. If you have not subscribed to my podcast, what are you waiting for? Are you
waiting for?
Located
Hurry up,
on
hurry up.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, all over the place.
Those are links. Those are links that you
Those
can
are links.
find.
Actually, no. Those are pretty heavy branded items that you know where to go. If I just say, go to Eventbrite, well, where do I go? Hamana. Jackie Gleason came down. Hamana. All right, folks. We will see you on January 25th at LATEA. Peace.
Yes.